Assassin's Creed! It's the new film from Justin Kurzel. Is it worth your time? Let's find out. Hello everybody, welcome to the Count Variety Show, the show where I do the very difficult task of telling you whether there are movies worth your time or not, and sort of spot in your movie collection. As always, I am Ash, and today we're going to be talking about Assassin's Creed. So let's just weep over the fact I'm never going to get a good video game movie in my lifetime, am I? So Assassin's Creed is the latest attempt at making video game movies a cool and wicked thing for the kids to enjoy. And in this one we follow Michael Fassbender. He plays just this inmate on death row who gets executed but not really executed because he wakes up like a day later and Marion Cotillard's there and he's all like, what? And she's all like, oh hey, this might sound a bit confusing, but we found out that your ancestor was this cool assassin dude. And he's like, okay. And she's like, oh yes, and then we have this machine that can put you into like the body and the memories of him, and then you can like replay all those memories and stuff so you can find this weird golden apple thing we're looking for that'll end free will, but it also help us end violence or some shit. And he's like, that sounds really confusing. And she's like, yeah, it is. And I'm like, what? And I was excited for this movie because hope, I mean, if I found a genie come out of a bottle, he was all like, hey, I'll give you some wishes. One of them would be, oh hey, can video game movies be a cool thing so I can get my BioShock movie finally because it would be perfect? Yeah, I've been waiting for video game movies to be good for like 10,000 years now and they still aren't, so Assassin's Creed had talent behind it. It looked like the one that was gonna do it, and after seeing this, you guys, I really have to just put up some congratulations to the Angry Birds movie, because all year we have got numerous attempts at making these things cool, and it's the only one that didn't suck. Oh, but Ash, what's the worst one of the bunch? Oh, this one. Like, did you notice how difficult it was for me to actually just summarize this movie for you? Yeah, well, there's a reason behind that. It's because the movie's story is absolutely stupid. That's the best word you can use to describe this movie is, oh, that is stupid. Because it is boring, it is outdrawn, it is confusing at all points, just when you're trying to get to, like, the primary message of this movie, where it's like, oh, we need to get this apple thing. What's this apple thing? Oh, it destroys free will so we can stop violence. How does it do that? I don't know, it turns green. We'll never tell you. It's all so confusing and hard to follow. You never truly have a grasp on just what the fuck is going on, as well as it puts its focus in all the wrong places, which is honestly one of its bigger crimes because look, I've never played a lot of the Assassin's Creed franchise. I just kind of played a little bit of Black Flag and went, okay, that's fine, bye-bye. But I have friends who have played them. They always tell me, Ash, the worst part of the Assassin's Creed games is, of course, the modern-day bullshit. And guess what this movie puts its primary focus on? The modern-day bullshit! All of that, and it is boring. It is outdrawn. This is where all the confusing elements come into play. All the while, you just want it to get to the Spanish Inquisition stuff where you get to get into the assassinations and all that. And by the time it gets to that, those can't even please you because they are so far and in between, it feels hard to follow. Like, imagine if you were watching a TV series, you watched one episode and you're like, oh yeah, okay. Then you missed a couple episodes, and then you picked back up on the latest one, and you were just like, oh, what? That's confusing. I missed that middle part. I should have watched that middle part. Well, I give you Assassin's Creed. And on top of having garbage storytelling, the movie can't even look good. I mean, that's the one thing. I was like, well, hey, even if the story sucks, at least that action will be great and that cinematography, and the case is no for both of those. I mean, as far as cinematography goes, everything is either too dark or dusty to even see what's going on a lot of the time. It's like watching a 3D movie, but it's not in 3D. It's just the glasses making everything dark, and you're like, oh, wow, that was shitty. I can't even imagine watching this in 3D. You wouldn't be able to see anything. It would be like looking at a black screen for like 2 hours. And on top of that, fight choreography, that's a thing, right? Hey, Ash, that's fight choreography. It looked badass. badass in the trailers. Oh, it's some good fight choreography. It's a real shame I couldn't see it though through the horrific camera work and editing. I mean, they really don't want this movie to lose its PG-13 rating, so they can't show all these knives going in, all this crazy stuff happening. So what they do is they get really up close, they shake the camera a lot, and as if that wasn't enough, they decide, oh hey, while they're fighting, let's just cut in between timelines. I mean, we'll have Fassi fighting some guys in the past, and then it's Fassi fighting nothing in the weird Animus machine, and it's the worst thing ever. Overall, I really think what this movie really suffers from is just a lack of passion from everyone involved. I mean, none of the actors want anything to do with this movie. They all mail in their performances and they look like they want to run off the set at any second. As well as, you know, a director should be able to handle that and make the movie good. There's no love put into the directing here either, so it really is as opposed to what it should have been. It should have been a movie that reflected the love these people had for the property they were adapting. It doesn't feel like there's any love for the property here. It more so feels like a guy was like, man, you know what? It's always been a dream of mine to make a movie where we have like a bunch of segues into new scenes, and those segues are always me. I just got a camera and I follow a bird. I follow a CGI bird through the scenery. It's like, you know that CGI bird from the trailer and you're like, oh, that's a fine bird. Well, the director thought it was a great bird, so he gave him like 50% of the screen time. Every segue into a new scene, that fucking bird is flying around for a long-ass amount of time, padding out the movie. The only way you can have any fun with this movie is if you take a shot of hard liquor every time that bird shows up, you will get hammered. So, in the end, they really didn't even try with Assassin's Creed. I mean, this was supposed to be the movie to save video game movies, but there is just so much garbage here. Terrible story, bad cinematography, good action that's masked by terrible camera work and bad editing, as well as just a clear lack of passion from anyone involved. It's just, I think if you're a fan of Assassin's Creed, you're going to be offended by this movie. If you're like me and you just want your BioShock movie eventually, you're going to cry because it just got much further away. And no Blu-ray buy here. I don't want anything from this movie in this house. I mean, come on. That'll show you. Assassin's Creed gets a D- out of 10. Hey everybody, thank you so very much for watching my review for Assassin's Creed. I want to hear what you think. Have you seen the movie? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you going to see it? Or are you going to skip it? What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comment section below because I want to hear them. And as always guys, if you like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, be sure to follow me on all my social medias and join Enter the Cinephile on Facebook. But most importantly, from all of us here at the Captain Vitus Show, you stay classy, YouTube.